Brothers, let's cut through the fake sweetness and the soft lies society spoon feeds men. You've heard it over and over again. A real man opens up. Don't bottle your feelings. Be vulnerable with me. Sounds noble, right? Like she's inviting you into a safe place. Like she wants to see the real you. But here's the truth bomb nobody tells you. When a woman says she wants you to open up emotionally, it's rarely about you. It's about her. And if you don't understand the real game behind those words, you'll end up weak, exposed, and used like so many men before you. Today, I'm giving you 7 raw truths about why women really push men to open up. And trust me, it's not the fairy tale reason you've been sold. Point 1. She wants ammunition, not intimacy. When a woman says, "I want you to open up to me," she's not always asking because she wants to hold your pain. Many times, she wants access. Access to the darker, more insecure parts of you that you hide from the world. Why? Because later on, when she's angry, when she's disappointed, when she feels like you're slipping away, those very confessions become weapons. How many men have spilled their fears, their weaknesses, their failures, only to hear them thrown back in a fight? No wonder you're struggling. You told me you never finish anything. Or worse, you're just like your father. You said it yourself. Do you realize what just happened? She didn't ask for your vulnerability to heal you. She asked so she could study your armor and find the cracks. Men need to understand. Women don't forget. Every tear you shed, every moment you admitted you felt lost, these moments are stored. And when the storm comes, she has bullets with your fingerprints on them. You thought you were building intimacy, but really you were loading her gun. Point 2. She equates your vulnerability with her security. A man's strength is the backbone of a relationship, whether women want to admit it or not. But here's the irony. When she pushes you to open up, it's often because she's testing whether she can trust you enough to feel safe in her emotions. It's less about your healing and more about her control. When she says, "Tell me what you're feeling," what she's really doing is measuring how much power she has over your internal world. If you break down in front of her, she'll feel 2 things at once. First, the satisfaction of access, and second, a quiet loss of respect. Because as much as women preach vulnerability, they are biologically wired to respect stability. Brothers, think about it. Have you ever noticed that the moment you cried in front of her, something shifted? She held you, yes, but deep down, something in her eyes changed. You went from being the unshakable rock to another emotional dependent. That loss of respect doesn't show immediately, but it festers. Suddenly, she challenges your decisions more. Suddenly, she argues where she used to comply. Suddenly, she starts comparing you to stronger men. Women say they want your openness, but the truth is, they want only if it doesn't destroy the image of your strength. It's a contradiction men suffer under. She'll demand vulnerability, but secretly resent it once you give it. Point 3. She's testing your boundaries, not seeking your heart. Here's the cruel game hidden in plain sight. When she insists you talk to her, she's not just being sweet, she's running a test. Women constantly test men, and emotional openness is one of their favorite labs. She wants to see how much you'll give, how quickly you'll cave, and whether your boundaries are real or just words. Think about it. The same woman who demands you share every detail of your fears will guard her own emotions like Fort Knox. She'll tell you half-truths, vague stories, or deflect with "it's nothing, don't worry about it." But when it's your turn, she expects you to lay yourself bare. Why? Because it's not about mutual sharing, it's about leverage. Here's a line every man has heard. "If you don't open up, it means you don't trust me." Sounds innocent, but it's psychological warfare. She's guilting you into compliance. She frames your boundaries as betrayal, making you feel guilty for being strong. But brothers, strength is not silence. Strength is knowing when and where to release your truth. Not every ear deserves your soul. If you keep failing this test, you'll find yourself in a one-sided emotional strip show. You're naked, vulnerable, and exposed, while she's still fully dressed. She never intended to give the same transparency she demanded. She just wanted to see if you would bend. Point 4. Your tears are her excuse to withdraw attraction. Let's be blunt. Women are biologically wired to seek strength. They are drawn to men who can weather storms without crumbling. Now, when she tells you, "You can cry in front of me, I'll still love you," she might mean it in the moment. But over time, it's a different story. Here's what men never get warned about. The moment you break down emotionally in front of her, she may comfort you that day, but she also files it away in her subconscious as proof that you're not the unshakable protector she thought you were. Slowly, attraction erodes. She won't tell you outright, but you'll feel it. Less desire, more nagging, more coldness in the bedroom. She may even justify pulling away by saying things like, "I just don't feel the same anymore." She'll never say, "It's because you cried in front of me." She'll cover with vague excuses, "I need space," or "We're not connecting like before." But underneath, it's the memory of you shattering in her presence. It turned her attraction switched down a notch. You thought you were drawing her closer, when in reality, you were giving her subconscious permission to step back. Point 5. Society gaslights men into thinking vulnerability is sexy. Look at every talk show, every women's magazine, every self-help book aimed at men. What do they preach? Women love when men are vulnerable. Don't be afraid to cry. Share everything. It makes you attractive. That's not advice, it's a trap. Because here's what's not said. Women want men to be emotionally open in carefully controlled doses. Vulnerability is attractive only when it's rare, when it slips out as a contrast to your strength. Too much, and you flip from protector to project, from leader to liability. Society knows this, but it sells the opposite. Because a weakened, emotionally dependent man is easier to control, easier to pacify, easier to strip of his masculine edge. They'll shame you for being stoic, but the same women who preach emotional openness will secretly chase the man who never once cried in front of them. Brothers, this is why so many men end up blindsided. They followed society's script, open up too much, and watch their women grow cold. It's not that women hate vulnerability. It's that they only respect it in scarcity. Point 6. She wants you to break so she can feel stronger. Here's the darker side. Sometimes when a woman pressures you to open up, it's not about closeness at all. It's about flipping the roles. If she can watch you crumble, it makes her feel powerful. She gets to play therapist, healer, or savior. For a moment, she feels above you. That's why you'll notice some women pushing harder for you to share when things are going well. She can't stand the idea that you're strong, composed, and unshaken while she's drowning in her own emotions. So she pushes, "Talk to me, tell me what you're feeling. Don't shut me out." The moment you spill, she exhales with relief. Not because you're closer, but because now you're both broken, and she doesn't feel so small in comparison. But here's the bitter reality. Once she gets that high, once she's had her fill of feeling stronger than you, her respect for you drops. She doesn't even realize it sometimes, but she'll start treating you differently. The man she admired is gone, replaced by the boy who needed saving. Point 7. The deadliest trap, confusing vulnerability with intimacy. This is where most men fall. You believe that opening up emotionally will bond you and your woman forever. You think it will deepen the intimacy, make her see your soul, and lock her love in place. But here's the cold truth. Women don't build lasting intimacy off your weakness. They build it off your consistency. Real intimacy for a woman comes when she sees you hold the line, when you're steady in chaos, when you can listen to her storms without becoming one yourself. That's when she feels safe enough to stay, to follow, to respect. But if you confuse intimacy with emotional dumping, you'll sabotage yourself. Because here's the harsh reality. Women don't fall in love with the broken pieces you show them. They fall in love with the strength you hold in spite of those pieces. So understand this, brothers. Your emotions aren't a toy to hand over because she demands it. They're your foundation, your backbone. Share them wisely in the right place with the right people. Because the real reason she wants you to open up isn't always about loving you. It's about using, testing, or weakening you. And the man who doesn't see that will bleed out in the name of love. Men, stop confusing her request for your heart with actual safety. Stop handing over your soul just because she asked. Guard it. Lead with strength. And never forget, a man who bleeds everywhere ends up with no blood left for himself. If this hit you, then you know what to do. Subscribe, like, comment, and share this with brothers and sons who need this truth. Because the lies out there are killing men, and this channel exists to wake them up.